Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, honorable judges and alumni viewers. My name is Samantha and I'm from Vocational High School 2 Madiun. In this opportunity, I would like to deliver my speech as a participant of Alacazam 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, nowadays, who doesn't know about social media? Well, it's like almost every single person in this world uses social media, right? As an example is that you are watching my video on YouTube right now. Maybe some of you are wondering why watching video on YouTube is included as a form of social media use. Well, apparently, according to Wikipedia, social media are interactive computer-mediated technologies that facilitate the sharing of information, ideas, career interests, and other forms of expression via virtual communities and networks. These activities include the photo and video sharing, blogging, social gaming, social and business networks, virtual works, reviews, and much more. Social media became popular in the early 2000s and continues to be more popular along with the technology development in the world. Since then, many people began to use social media as their daily habit. The habit not only grows in adults but also in children and teenagers who are likely not mature enough to decide what's best for them. I myself had my first phone that has internet connection when I was in junior high school, but nowadays even my 8-year-old cousin who still sits in elementary school has her own phone and can freely access her social media at any time. This leads to a crucial topic that we need to discuss, and that is the impact of social media on children and teenagers. Because it seems like children and teenagers these days cannot be away from social media, right? Ladies and gentlemen, there's always positive and negative sides of something, am I correct? As for the positive impacts of social media on children and teenagers, we can clearly mention that social media connects people from afar, make us easily access the latest information, expand friendship networks with people all over the world, run online business, and the list goes on and on. But if we take a look at the negative impacts, there are many things that we can categorize as an urgent problem we need to fix immediately. How so? Opposite than connecting people from afar, we can slowly disconnect with people around us without even realizing it. Social media can turn us into a selfish person because we're too much spending our time scrolling through our phones. Not only that, in odd moments, we also have to deal with cybercrimes and cyberbullying. Now imagine if children and teenagers affected by those negative impacts, what would they become? They would become vulnerable. Too vulnerable that makes them think it is okay to only have a life in social media. It is okay to consume all the information in social media without filtering it. It's okay to have bad people as a role model. It's okay to be unashamed to wear inappropriate clothes. It's okay to try cigarettes, alcohol, and maybe drugs. And the worst part is, they'll think that it is okay to have a broken morality. Ladies and gentlemen, do you all agree if I say that social media is not responsible for those things children and teenagers think or probably do, but instead, it is our own responsibility? You'll probably say, oh, come on, girl, it is obviously the social media fault. Can you even see that? No. Let me tell you something. Social media is created in such a way to make our life easier in this 4.0 industrial revolution. It is directly following the technological development. Then it is not its fault that we are addicted on scrolling through bad things. We are looking at our phone every single day because it is designed to be like that. Well then, how can it become our responsibility? Simply because we are the one who's using it. What photo or video we share, with who we are communicating, what kind of people we follow or subscribe in social media, it is our responsibility. If we don't want to destroy our life, then we have to be able to determine whether it is good or not. And when I said us, it's not only children and teenagers, but also you all, adults, parents. If you don't want your children to have their morale degraded, then you have to guide us. Pay attention to us. You should know what are your children up to in social media, at least until they'll be able to make their own choices and be responsible for it. But how can parents solve the problem? Well, let's take a look at this one example I'm about to give you. So, in my family, I have two younger brothers. They are in middle and elementary school. My mom gave them phones, but she only allows them to use their phones on weekends so they can focus studying on weekdays. This is done as an attempt to reduce the time my brothers spend on their social media. But applying this method is not enough. Parents should still have to pay attention to what their children do in their phones, whether it's playing games, texting with friends, watching YouTube videos, opening Facebook or Instagrams, etc. They have to make sure that it is positive. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that'd be the end of my speech. I hope we can learn something new from it. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.